Starlink to launch internet for moving vehicles. There is some exciting news about Starlink recently. The space startup headed by billionaire Elon Musk recently announced Starlink for RV's satellite internet service will be available for moving vehicles starting in December 2022. Now, while this is interesting news, there's a catch. So, what do we know about Starlink for moving vehicles? Stay tuned and watch. SpaceX satellite internet service Starlink can now be used in a vehicle in motion after it received FCC approval this week, which is great news for thousands of people who want ongoing connectivity on the road. The portability feature, unveiled in May, allows people to take their Starlink internet with them anywhere, using it in a moving vehicle. However, would have voided the warranty prior to the recent announcement. Starlink's portability feature was unveiled in May, and it allows you to take your Starlink internet with you. Per Starlink's FAQ, it enables users to temporarily move their Starlink to new locations in order to receive service anywhere within the same continent. Starlink provides active coverage. Portability is not free, however. It comes at an additional $25 monthly fee on top of the regular Starlink fee. However, it also comes with several caveats. The most obvious one is that it will only work where there is coverage, which you can check on the Starlink availability map. It can also be used on the same continent as the registered service address, though we suspect this won't be a problem as there won't be that many users hauling it across continents. SpaceX says it's offering Starlink on a best effort basis, meaning that stated speed and uninterrupted use of services aren't guaranteed. Starlink prioritizes network resources for user at their registered service address. When you bring your Starlink to a new locations, this prioritization may result in degraded service, particularly at times of peak usage or network congestion, the company says. Caveats aside, portability covers an obvious and much-needed use case for Starlink, which works best in sparsely populated areas. A user recently highlighted how great it is that you can set Starlink up in a remote locations with no cell reception. SpaceX CEO Elon Musk replied by saying Starlink is awesome for RVs, camping, or any activity away from cities. Speaking of prices, like we said earlier, Starlink for RV won't come cheap. While the standard Starlink for RV service uses SpaceX $599 satellite dish, using it in motions requires a flat high-performance dish, which will cost a whopping $2,500. The service, however, will cost the same $135 a month for the best effort internet connection. In a support document, Starlink explains what to expect. Network resources are always deprioritized for Starlink for RVs users, compared to other Starlink services, resulting in degraded service and slower speeds in congested areas and during peak hours. SpaceX site says that the hardware is built to be weather resistant and that it's designed for a permanent installations on your vehicle, which also likely raises the price to get this service up and running on your rig unless you are confident in your DIY abilities. According to the Starlink FAQ, in motion use is supported for users with Starlink RV service meeting the following criteria. Using flat high performance Starlink. Starlink is securely installed with the wedge mount included with the flat high performance Starlink kit, and using flat high performance Starlink while in motion without the wedge mount or using any other Starlink model will void the limited warranty of your Starlink. Customers in select markets are currently able to order it, and SpaceX only promises high-speed, low-latency internet in certain areas. That means you can forget about getting high speed in northern Canada and Midwest United States. Here is this map. You can see where Starlink coverage is available right now. As you can see, high-speed Starlink service is available in most of the United States and Canada. Also, most of Chile and Brazil have high-speed internet. The entirety of Western Europe and Southern Europe also receive Starlink services. The populated cities of Australia and almost entire New Zealand are connected to Starlink. A huge chunk of Asia and the entire continent of Africa aren't connected to Starlink. Now, the FCC has not only granted permissions to moving vehicles, there's a plan for Starlink to come to airplanes and cruise ships, so it makes sense that automobiles or any moving land object, as the company's CEO Elon Musk notes, would be next. According to Musk, Starlink service is set to commence on select airplanes by mid-2023. The company has announced the launch of Starlink Aviation. It claims that the service will offer internet speeds of up to 350 megabytes per second to each plane equipped with its aero terminal, which it says it's fast enough for video calls, online gaming, and other high data rate activities. The promised speed is a big leap from the typical speeds offered by most in-flight Wi-Fi. Starlink aviations will have global coverage. Since the satellites are moving in low Earth orbit, there are always satellites overhead or nearby to provide a strong signal at high latitudes and in polar regions. Unlike with geostationary satellites, service will be available in-flight over land and water and on the ground during taxi, takeoff, and landing. As long as the equipment is powered on and the Starlink has an unobstructed view of the sky, connections is possible. It will be interesting to see when we'll get these features. Well, that's all for this video. Hope you enjoyed watching this one. Thank you for watching.